AI agents will become the primary way we interact with computers in the future. They'll be able to understand our needs and preferences and proactively help us with tasks and decision-making. That was Satya Nadella recently, putting it better than I could. If speaking just a little more generally, our version of that statement is that AI assistant agents will become an extraordinarily powerful new way for our skilled operators to interact with live production technology.
We are living through unprecedented times. Broadcasters need to serve more platforms with more live content than ever before. For this reason, we need to create new ways to control live production. At the same time, we need to find ways to truly and usefully integrate AI into live workflows. This double challenge presents us with a huge opportunity to shape what the next generation of live TV production control could look like.
And this is all in the context of a moment of unprecedented opportunity as we stand here on the eve of the age of AI agents. That Microsoft quote I opened with is one of countless we could have chosen on this topic as it rapidly becomes ubiquitous. To try to summarize them all, it's the moment where AI becomes real, becomes genuinely useful. Endless applications we're excited to talk about, but at its heart, the formula is pretty simple. Figure out how to most effectively and efficiently expose your data to models, teach them how to understand and leverage it, and then give them the control hooks to be able to do something useful for you. And our control rooms couldn't be a more interesting, challenging, and powerful use case, where our operators are tasked with wrangling complex systems to produce the highest quality output with all the pressures of live production, and where we already have many of the required building blocks in place to make this work. Huge value to be delivered at a time when it's perhaps needed more than ever.
So what do we want to do? We want to create a crew of AI agents to assist our live operators during busy programs. Imagine talking to an LLM like Gemini or ChatGPT, which knows today's program inside out, and which is a live production specialist. We are proposing an ecosystem, not a product, where humans remain central to production processes assisted by AI technologies, and a novel technical framework to hang all of this from. Driven by broadcaster requirements, powered by brilliant vendors, this feels like perfect accelerator territory. All of this is inspired by a work stream we started last year as part of the award-winning Evolution of the Control Room Accelerator. A huge shout out to everyone involved last year, many key players in the room today as you saw earlier. Here's a quick look at some of what we did, and run VT.
Let's check one more thing. Is there an Israel story in the running order? If so, is there a SOT clip in there? Is it online? And what are the outwords, please?
Yes, there is an Israel story in the running order. There is an SOT sound on tape clip in that story, but it is currently offline. The outwords of the SOT clip are remains to be seen.
Okay, well, we need to reset for the top of the show. We're getting pretty close to air. So can you reset to the top of the show?
I've reset to the top of the show.
Here is a very brief glance at the challenge statement which led to the clip you have just seen. And this was the starting point last year. To work well, AI needs great data. We began by revisioning the TV running order as a data bucket. We aimed to solve the heads down problem. Where in galleries we have forced heads down looking at buttons instead of up and in the program where they need to be. We created an assistant agent by plugging LLMs into combined NRCS running orders, allowing the models to make sense of the program. We also created operator-driven voice control using natural language to provide hands-off workflows. And we looked at checking agents, creating an LLM spell checker which trawled the running order looking for errors. This year, we want to do a further deep dive on agents to target stability and reliability, to find ways to expose models at low cost and with low latency. And we want to evolve the reach of our assistant and checking agents. We also want to add creative agents by adding new data pools. These will be content generation assistants, not in terms of rendering video, but agents which read the scripts and listen to the program, which could then compile graphics, DVE boxes, or they could surface clips, which could help with compliance, bias, and fact checking, or with picking OS lines or cameras and shots. We will develop agents to be assistant directors, creating AI colleagues which truly understand TV production and which can act on that understanding. AI as UI, the potential is vast.
So we're really excited about those applications and use cases, and we could talk all day about them, but it's the development of the underlying framework where this project becomes a perfect fit for the accelerator approach. Integration has always been at the core of our industry, systems integration, more recently software integration, and now I'm increasingly convinced that AI integration might quickly become the biggest game in town. As ever, there's multiple problems to solve, some of them we've already identified, and this is a brilliant opportunity to collaborate across broadcasters, production companies, vendors, and the wider community to establish how we effectively, reliably, securely, and responsibly weave this incredible new power into some of our most demanding workflows. We've already got a brilliant core team on board to help us do that, but today, of course, is about building on that. If you recognize those opportunities and challenges, especially if you're already on the road to solving them, we'd love to talk more. So end users with a vision for powerful use cases, vendors with solutions that live where data and content meet AI to advance production, and developers who can help us quickly progress to MVP.
So the big picture, through an agentic ecosystem, we will carve the path for AI solutions, which will truly support live production and will unlock creative possibilities for broadcasters with skilled humans and their craft at the very heart.
Thank you all for listening to this briefest of outlines. A big thank you to the project colleagues, particularly Aaron, Justin and their teams who've already had the opportunity to whiteboard with around this idea. We're super excited to see where this vision could lead to by September in Amsterdam, and past experience tells us it will be an awful lot of fun trying to tackle it. So we'll be at table 1 in the cafe and we'd love to speak to you there. Thank you.